Hello everyone. We are now at the world's absolutely largest and most extensive window and door manufacturing base. This base is also a deeply integrated supplier and partner for many of our overseas building material projects. We are here today to actually visit our entire door and window production process, including some quality standards and testing standards. As a Chinese manufacturer, how can we achieve the best quality standards for doors and windows? In fact, it is inseparable from strict quality control and standardized processes. Therefore, we have built a small compartment like this inside our factory and then used cement or concrete to completely simulate such a test field. You can see my camera and take a look at such a small module. For example, it is actually for competition. You can see that it is a training competition we have done internally. Each worker presses a specific door and window onto a specific simulated shelf of this size. In this way, we can see who installs it more firmly and who installs it faster. At the same time, we are producing come-out, and you can see our entire production workshop. After we produce each door and window, we will build a corresponding scene. You can see that we use real brake bricks and concrete to build such a concrete steel frame. In this way, we can have a good briefing with our builders and developers at the earliest stage. So after the doors and windows are produced, we will actually install a window and a door on it and take care of every detail, such as windproof, rainproof, and waterproof, such as rubber strips, such as fixation, and then test its overall stability, including the opening and closing degree of each window. So this can truly guarantee the continuous, stable, and high-quality standards of our production quality. Now, I asked the production director of this factory to introduce it to us.
We will start from this point right here. Just now, what we observed over there is actually a large warehouse facility.
Warehouse.
After the materials are cut according to our standards in the warehouse, they are transported over here. Once they're here, there are several assembly steps, including the assembly of the glass, which all happens in this area. You can see some workers here assembling and screwing things together according to the pre-cut materials. The entire factory is actually designed to follow the production process of doors and windows, moving step by step from one stage to the next.
Assembly line, a production line.
After everything is assembled here, they screw things together and seal them. Every step is actually completed in this stage.
You too.
You can come over here and take a look. Things like window frames and sash removal are all done here. This side is where the finished windows take shape. It's a key stage. Once they're done here, they'll be moved over there. After being transported, you can see that this area is for making some semi-finished products. Once the frames are ready, they'll be placed here for some testing. What do they test here? For example, whether the opening and closing is smooth, whether all the necessary fittings are complete, and whether the auxiliary materials are up to standard. They'll check all these details here. The windows will also be left here for a while, and after making sure they're level, they'll check the smoothness again. Got it, got it, got it. So
this is a preliminary stage after the initial assembly is completed,
where they check the opening.
to see smoothly it opens.
Yes, smoothness of opening.
The smoothness and also the completeness of the hardware fittings.
Right.
And then they check the stability of the frame.
The stability.
Profile.
The profile itself. They make sure everything is in good condition. If there are any dents or scratches, they'll fix them, and they also check the coverage.
Yes, we will thoroughly inspect the entire surface of the profile. If there are any dents or scratches, we'll spot them in advance and replace or repair them as needed. Yes, okay.
After the main frame is completed over here, it will be moved to this area.
You,
Look, over here are some of the finished half-height screens. Once they're done, they move on to the next stage, which is collective packaging. Because our glass and frames are shipped separately, they're packed accordingly. Let me explain. The adhesive load is actually a big issue since windows are relatively heavy. For packaging, we follow a certain ratio. There's a weight standard, and if it exceeds a certain weight, we use these wooden frames for packaging. The wood is pine, right? These are for the smaller ones, but even these are considered quite heavy and large once they meet the standard. So how do we protect this window? Because it will try to hit this wooden frame. If it bumps into anything, it will hit the wooden frame, so it won't damage the window itself. And for the glass areas, they all use this kind of...
With this, we can ship to all parts of the country, all using this quality standard.
Yes, all like this.
Don't use a wooden box.
No, when we ship to our customers, it's always this standard. And it's also easy to unpack. Okay, you've explained it all clearly.
Not shipped.
It hasn't been shipped yet, but everything here is ready. Here's the QR code. When our customer receives the goods, they can scan the QR code to check if it really came from our factory. Got it?
Got it.
Including later products, self-verified. Glass 15 can be self-verified. It is all checked through this information.
Understood.
Over here, these are already packed. Once they're packed, they're entered into the system. After being entered, they'll be taken outside for shipping by this cart.
So every
Day we have to ship a lot of goods. We ship at scheduled times, like every day at 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock, always according to that schedule.
understood.
Then over here, this is where the glass is picked up. Some of the glass is too heavy.
So well,
Lifted on the truck using system picks it up with suction.
why isn't this one protected?
Let me take a look. This one isn't for the customer. It's a defective product label. There's an issue with this one. You see, it has a problem that was detected later, so it needs to be brought back. That's a double check.
Nitrogen filled
It needs nitrogen.
gas, right? Yes, it needs inert gas. Okay, let's keep looking. This window is huge.
Inside, it's just a single piece of glass.
So will this glass be cut later to become a window that can be opened? But this one is just a single whole piece.
This is fixed glass, the big piece you saw earlier from that spot. And this one here is the small door that can be opened.
It
Is made separately. You see, this particular door is a bit smaller in its overall dimensions, so all of these individual wooden parts and components can be precisely custom cut to fit perfectly.
They do.
They are cut or assembled according to the size of your glass, depending on whether you need to cut or combine them.
Oh, these are the beautifully finished frames all ready for display.
These are the frames.
When do you assemble the glass?
It's assembled during installation,
The glass is installed.
because usually when we install, we first fix the frame to the wall.
Then,
We use a suction cup to press the glass onto it and stick it on. Got it.
for example, in our workshop, how many windows can we produce in a day?
I'm not quite sure because we haven't received that kind of production data yet. We're from the operations side at headquarters.
So,
We're still not very clear about the production data for each base. What is this area for? Here, after many of our finished products or new products come out, we don't immediately launch them to the market. We make a sample and leave it here for a period of time. First, we observe, for example, after it's been left for a while and made into a finished product, because before we only saw a big frame, like when we install the glass. Since the glass has some weight, we'll see after leaving it for a period, say 2 months, whether there are any issues with opening and closing. That's the first thing. Then we check if the shape has collapsed, if there's any deformation in the appearance or structure, or if it deforms in a windy environment. Got it. So it's basically a static test, right?
yes.
Static test.
So,
For every new product here, you see, we always place a sample in this spot.
some are to observe changes in shape, others are to observe changes in structure.
Exactly. We'll see if making the window to different sizes and proportions affects its later use, or if there are any issues. Got it.
Got it, yes. So for each one we do a static test to see if the opening and closing of the window remains smooth and to check for any deformation or sagging, right?
If it's kept open for a long time, will it be affected after the glass is installed later on?
Understood.
Here, after the product is finished and has gone through the static test, we also install it on an actual wall in a simulated real-life scenario to see if any issues arise after installation.
I understand that this is the effect, is that correct? And whoa.
After installation, screws required.
Screw.
The silk will be pulled up, down, left and right.
Clear?
Understand that these include some of the installation goals that we used to do in the industry.
Because
Besides our company's representatives, we'll invite professionals from other industries.
this
Side is called the Torsion Monument. For example, in the past, we held some installation skill competitions and technical exchanges in Shanghai, mainly related to civil engineering.
at that time we
Made some simulated windows.
got it pretty good.
Here, we conduct some fatigue tests with 5 kilograms, for example, to see how many times 5 kilograms can be used. And then we have a machine. It's not set up today. That will keep lifting,
Continuously.
keep lifting till it breaks. Then we check the data to see if it can be used 100 or 200,000 times.
Understood.
This side is for waterproof testing.
Oh, but it's not running today either.
Not running because it's turned on for new products. This one, there's a sand blasting test.
So it
Is used to hit the glass with a machine, and then at the back, water is sprayed to see if the water tightness is sufficient.
right. This sandbag is to see what happens when the wind comes, especially typhoon level winds.
Simulates wind.
It hits it.
The sandbag needs to be pulled parallel. That's to simulate strong winds.
It's simulating strong winds. That one sprays,
Water, for spraying water.
right?
Spraying water.
So the rain simulated here should be pretty heavy.
When spraying water, we check if any water leaks in. These steps ensure that after a window is put on the market, it won't have such issues.
Understood.
Understood in China.
There are many excellent building materials, home improvement, and door and window factories in China. I have worked in this industry for over 20 years and have achieved annual sales of 20 million US dollars. I hope my videos can help you connect with the highest quality industrial supply chains in China and help you link up with the best of Chinese industry.